Welcome to Bellingham, Washington, here at Western Washington University. Inside Carver Gym on WQ Court, I'm Sean Wally, joined tonight by Dylan Foreman as the Lady Vikings get a taste of home cooking.
Yeah, they've had 4 straight games in the state of California, 2 of them against top 10 opponents in the country. And they've done nothing but have a great turnout in those games. Looking to have another great one here at home.
The Vikings 2-2 on the season. As you said, they played 4 games in California. 1-2, lost 2, but they played very close contests with teams that are ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, they lost both of them under 10 points and had a chance to steal one against UC San Diego and Azusa Pacific. Again, they're facing a good opponent who's faced 3 Division I teams already in this season, so I think it's going to be a really good contest.
4 Vikings in double figures led by Kelsey Rogers.
Kelsey Rogers, Anna Schwecke, Danny Iwami, and Katrina Jamaica. I mean, they're deep, and they have weapons off the bench as well that can score in double figures, as we saw in California. So the coach has got to be super ecstatic about what she has in her deep roster going into further down the season.
The Mountaineers and the Vikings coming up next here on Vikings TV.
Good evening and welcome to Carver Gymnasium for this evening's contest featuring our Western Washington University Vikings and the Western Colorado Mountaineers. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the announcement of our starting lineups, would you all please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by the Western Washington University Band. Western Colorado Mountaineers, as announced by their head coach, Laura Westling. Coach Westling is assisted by Todd Stutzman and John McCarthy. Fans, let's welcome to the court number 2, Hannah Cooper. Number 4, Jesse Erickson. Number 15, Tatum Coleman. Number 21, Samantha Coleman. And number 25, Jaden Kanzler. Fans, the Western Colorado Mountaineers. Viking fans, are you ready? Fans, now here is the starting lineup for your home team, the Western Washington University Vikings. This evening's starting lineup has been announced by our head coach, Carmen Dolfo. Coach Dolfo is assisted by Stacy Terrell, Kayla Burnson, and Zach Phelps. Fans, let's welcome to the court a 5'6" senior from Ellensburg, Washington, number 3, Lexi Bland. A 5'8" junior from Seal Beach, California, number 10, Danny Iwami. A 6' junior from Tumwater, Washington, number 12, Emma Tuff. A 6'1" junior from Bothell, Washington, number 15, Kelsey Rogers. And a 6'3" senior from Evergreen, Colorado, number 44, Anna Schwecke. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Western Washington
Welcome to Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University here at WBB Courts. The Lady Vikings finally getting some home cooking. Sean Wally alongside Dylan Foreman and our entire Vikings TV crew. Thank you for joining us here tonight as the Vikings get set to take on Western Colorado.
And again, the first home game for the Vikings this season, had 4 straight in California, had a really good showing. If you're Coach Dolfo, you got to be really impressed and very excited what your team brought to those California games.
The Vikings come in at 500 record, 2-2, and this is a very strange start to the game. An administrative technical foul assisted to Western Colorado even before the game started.
Yeah, so their jerseys, the black numbering blended in with the black jerseys. And because of that, it's an administrative violation, according to the referee before the game. So now you can see they have their practice jerseys on where the numbers are more illuminated. It's going to be easier for us, thankfully. It's a plus, it's a win-win for Western and us right now.
You got to be careful. They're both Western. Western Colorado, Western Washington. Which West is going to win?
That's true.
We are farther west. We should win.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be real. Western Colorado begins with the basketball, trailing by 1 after Danny Iwami hit 1 free throw. Ball out of bounds. Last touched apparently by the Vikings.
Yep, and Samantha Coleman, they're going to be feeding her all night long, averaging 18 points per game over the last 2 exhibition games for the Mountaineers against 2 Division I opponents.
An odd throw-in. Vikings come away with it. Danny Iwami down low to Anna Schwecke on the block. Under the basket, look at the move. She lays it up and in, 3-0 Vikings.
And that all started before the ball even got to Schwecke. Posted up in the paint, sealed her defender, and got it.
Vikings with the steal. Iwami attacking the rack. She is fouled and will head to the free throw line.
And Iwami is just a nuisance. The full court, she will get in you the entire way through. So you cannot have a lax play like that and allow her to get a steal as she gets out in transition. And then Rogers with a nice feed draws the foul.
Iwami back to the line. She hit the first point of the game from the free throw line. Now hit another. It's 4-0 Vikings, 9:24 left. Make it 5-0. Iwami was injured a lot of last season, so good to see her healthy and out on the court. Wide open for a 3 in front of the Viking bench. The high arcing shot missed by Coleman. Back come the Vikings. Kelsey Rogers in the lane. Passes to the referee. Think she saw a little peripheral vision there. Thought the referee was a player.
But you like the pace in which they're playing out. Full court defensive front, and then on the offense end, they're trying to get in transition as quick as possible with Iwami leading the way.
Ball goes off the foot of Hannah Cooper out of bounds to Western Washington. Just 1 minute gone by here, first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers on both sides right now, but Cooper, again, falling victim to that pressure that Western's going to be playing in the majority of this game.
Iwami finds Schwecke. She's not used to being that far away from the basket, and she took too many steps. Traveling is called.
Credit the Mountaineers. They're applying pressure in the half court, making Western uncomfortable as they look for a little high-low action there and just travel on the catch.
Western Colorado yet to score. Vikings trap in the backcourt. Western Colorado moves it ahead. Coleman with it into the lane. Coleman can't convert. Lexi Bland. Western Colorado wanted to travel, didn't get it. Schwecke open. Shot falls off the rim. Duff has it baseline. Duff to Schwecke. Ball loose on the floor. Schwecke gets it back to Duff for three. Short. Rebound to Western Colorado.
You see Washington's very well trained in being off ball and where to locate when they drive baseline. It's two great looks there and a great take by Cooper.
First basket for the Mountaineers. Hannah Cooper, it's 5-2 Vikings. Ball nearly stolen by the Mountaineers, out of bounds to the Vikings.
Both teams just a little out of sorts right now, a little bit too quick on the offensive side as a lot of tipped balls, a lot of turnovers here in the early going.
Vikings looking to inbound. Iwami gets it in, and Schwecke. Back to Danny Iwami. Iwami to Rogers on the block. Rogers averaging 11 on the season. Banks it up and in. It's 7-2 Western Washington.
Great job of the seal, and then great job using the body bump to create enough space to get that shot off on the fadeaway. Well done by Rogers.
Danny Iwami hit with the foul for Western Washington. Katrina Jamaica into the game for the Vikings. Kelsey Rogers to the bench.
And Jamaica with a nice output in California herself. She's one of the 4 people averaging 10-plus points so far for the Vikings.
Down low, the Mountaineers go. The layup is good. Nice inside game by Kanzler. It's 7-4 Vikings.
And again, they're going to decide to front the post as Kanzler with a sizable height advantage there. Nice thick frame.
Jamaica going up strong, misses the shot, but there is her teammate Anna Schwecke cleaning up the glass. She's fouled and will head to the line.
I really do like the way these teams match up as Kanzler takes up space in the paint. They have guards like Samantha Coleman and Cooper who can push it out. As you can see, Schwecke right there doing a good job on the second effort and getting the foul call, goes to the line. But both teams battling hard right now. As if they can both kind of corral what they do on the offensive end, it'll be a cleaner game.
Schwecke hits the first free throw. It's 9-4 Vikings. 7:07 left first quarter. 4 10-minute quarters in women's basketball. Slightly different from 2 20-minute halves on the guys' side.
That rule came into effect, only a handful of years ago. As high-low action, looking underneath.
Offensive foul on Western Colorado. That foul on Jesse Erickson, giving the ball back to the Vikings.
And talking to the coaches before for the Mountaineers, Erickson's kind of their second offensive piece. They look to help support Samantha Coleman. And obviously you can see right there, trying to get her an early look in the possession down low where she has an advantage, but pushes off in position and gets called for the foul.
Jamaica with it for the Vikings. Finds Schwecke. Dykstra, good ball movement. Duff has it baseline, up to the rim, lays it up and in, off window, 10-4 Western Washington.
That's just great body control right there. Was able to finish through the contact. Could have been a blocking foul as she was in the key, in the circle.
Got a foul on Western Washington. It'll be on Katrina Jamaica.
As you can see the baseline drive right there. Pretty good help side, but I think her heels would have been on the circle, which would have been an automatic blocking foul if they would have called it.
After the foul on Jamaica, Western Colorado inbounds.
Near
They
steal
trail
opportunity.
10-4.
Dykstra just a little bit physical on ball. Almost could have had the steal earlier in that possession if she would have timed it right, and there would have been no one there to stop her.
Dykstra hit with the foul. That's 3 fouls on the Vikings. 3 each team, actually. Mountaineers with the ball. They trail 10-4.
Great denial from Bland out there near midcourt, as that's just the way this Viking team plays.
Coleman trying to work on Dykstra. Shot hit the bottom of the basket, but a foul is called. That's 2 quick fouls on Avery Dykstra.
Yeah, and again, her body position's correct, but the hands come down as she goes up for the shot and hits her on the arm. No doubt about that. Good call by the ref.
Molly Olson into the game for Western Washington. Dykstra to the bench with those 2 fouls.
Yep. And 2 quick ones. I mean, in less than a minute she picked those up, as the first one from Coleman's good. Interesting
to see Coach Dolfo talking to an official with Lexi Bland right there as well.
And this Western team plays physical. And when you play that brand of basketball, you will get called depending on the night and depending on the types of refs they are.
10-6 after the free throws. Vikings by 4 with the basketball. Emma Duff finds Molly Olson. Molly goes baseline looking for Schwecke. Schwecke outside. They find Duff for 3. Short. Rebound to the Mountaineers.
Great positioning by Schwecke off ball on the baseline drive.
Coleman looking down low. That's Dalton. She gets it up and in. It's 10-8 Western Washington.
Tough play from Dalton in the lane, being able to corral that pass through 2 defenders and travel there from Schwecke.
.5:23 remaining first period. 10-8 Vikings.
Again, both teams starting to settle into their offense a little bit as less turnovers are occurring and they're able to run better half-court sets. Just took a few minutes. I mean, first home game for the Vikings, first real Division II game for the Mountaineers, so definitely some nerves going early.
Madison Coleman into the game for the Vikings. The Mountaineers looking for the tie or maybe to take the lead.
Wow.
Off-balance runner is good. Mountaineers tie it up. That was Gabby O'Connor with the runner. It's 10-all.
Yeah, I don't know how you get that shot off, running away from the rim off 1 foot.
Lexi Bland going up with the scoop shot. Doesn't go, but Kelsey Rogers cleans up the glass, lays it up and in. 12-10 Vikings forward. 35 left first quarter.
These Vikings post players really know how to sniff where the ball is going to be, not where it is. So they anticipate the drive, they position themselves great, they get the ball in scoring position, and they go and finish well. There's a foul right there, an arm bar. As they're calling that early and often, it's going to be on Molly Olson. They've called that 2 or 3 times now.
Foul on Olson, and we have our first timeout of the game. 4:23 remaining. Vikings lead 12-10 here on Vikings TV.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
Quality food brings people together, so we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Back here in Bellingham, inside Carver Gym on WQ Court, a look at the Western Washington cheerleaders. Sean Wally alongside Dylan Foreman. Vikings 12, Mountaineers 10. First home game for the Lady Vikings.
Yeah, and you can see them just trying to get a little bit of the nerves out early. 6 total turnovers between both teams as the first couple minutes were pretty frantic up and down, making ill-advised passes, travels, things of that nature. But now they've kind of settled into their half-court offense. Both teams looking to get the ball inside, either with the drive, hitting the post, or just hitting the high post and looking for that high-low look. And both teams seem to be getting what they want, opening up driving lanes as well.
O'Connor hits the free throws. We are knotted at 12. 4:17 remaining first quarter in Bellingham, Washington. Danny Awami, left-hand dribble, finds Kelsey Rogers. The 15-foot jumper, baseline, hits nothing but the rim. Back come the Mountaineers looking to take their first lead. And they get it as Dalton hits the free throw, but Kelsey Rogers took a pounding and she is down.
Yeah, I think she just took a shot to the face as she came over help side. Coleman went flying in the air and made a pass in the air over to her teammate who finished nicely. Just the backside help just a step late. But she's still down, and I think he just took a shot to the face, which never feels good. I mean, I've broken my nose 3 times, and each time does not feel good.
3 times?
3 times, all basketball related.
Let's hope that is not the case for Kelsey Rogers, as she is still down in pain. 3:59 left first quarter as a hush has come over Carver Gym as Coach Dolfo there now checking on Kelsey Rogers.
And Rogers has had a fantastic beginning to this season. I mean, the top scorer for the team.
They're checking out her leg.
Yeah.
More so than anything else.
That's what I thought initially as she came over help side. As Coleman went to the basket, it happened so quickly, I thought maybe it was just a shot to the face. But
3:59 left first quarter as coaches and trainers take a look at Kelsey Rogers. We'll step away and hopefully have better news with Kelsey Rogers and what's going on here in Bellingham after this.
Oh, yep, you can see the right knee of Coleman collide with the inside of Rogers' knee right there. As
she grabs
John
it right away.
Pass, yep. As potential bone bruise there. Luckily, it didn't look like she landed awkwardly on it, which is the more thing you worry about in situations like that when you're up in the air. But seemed to come down on it just fine. It's the knee-to-knee action that it's going to hurt. Hurt like nobody's business. But as she stands up and as she stands up to applause, deservedly so. Like I said, she's had a fantastic start to this season. She's one of the main catalysts behind what they do offensively. So you really hope it's just they bang knees or maybe a minor ankle tweak, but nothing more, as both teams are going to have to kind of collect themselves here, especially the Vikings, and try to stop this Mountaineer run as they're up 14-12.
All we can do is hope the best for Kelsey Rogers. Potentially a bad injury and a bad thing for the Vikings. Kelsey Rogers, one of the top players for the Vikings.
There's Coleman right there. Nice take to the basket. Gets it to go in a little bit of traffic. This one's all tied up.
14 all, 13 3:25, excuse me, remaining first quarter. Chant of defense by the Viking faithful here in Bellingham. Shot missed there by Gabby Dowd. Excuse me.
So close.
Jamaica down low, can't get the shot to go. Rebound to the Mountaineers.
And the thing about Western that makes them so dangerous is they have a bunch of posts they can cycle in with Rogers, Schwecke, and Jamaica, all of which can make plays on the high-low.
Tied at 14, Mountaineers looking to take the lead. Coleman, top of the key. Left-hand dribble working on Danny Awami.
I like that matchup. I really, really like that matchup of Awami and Coleman going at it. The best offensive player versus the best on-ball defender on this Vikings team.
Foul on Awami as Duff and Bland return for the Vikings. Olsen and Jamaica to the bench.
Bland, one of those 3 selected in the preseason GNAC all-conference team, as pretty good start to her season. Her first game was in double figures in the scoring. Alongside her, Schwecke and Rogers, who've also had a great start in California.
Free throws are good. It's 16-14 Western Colorado. Western wasting no time. 3-ball out of the corner is good by Madison Coleman. Dropping in the triple. The Vikings up 1, 17-16.
And Coleman, a straight shooter, had 19 points against UC San Diego, making 5 threes in that game, and one of the main reasons they were in that game till the very end. So Coleman, they don't want to lose her in that half court or in transition, as Awami found her beautifully.
A 3 out of the corner looks good, and it is. Western Colorado dropping the triple, and that is Samantha Coleman. 19-17 Mountaineers. Lexi Bland with it for the Vikings. Emma Duff. Ball out of bounds, last touch by the Mountaineers.
Got a handful of Colemans on this court right now. A handful of them.
How many is that?
I think it's 3. Yeah.
A handful
Tatum
is
Coleman.
3.
Yep.
Good to know.
I wonder if they're sisters. Tatum Coleman and Samantha Coleman for the Mountaineers.
Minute 43 left, first quarter, here in Bellingham. Thanks for joining us on Vikings TV. Ball stolen away. Mountaineers racing up the floor. Layup is good. Tatum Coleman, you mentioned the Colemans.
Coleman stealing away the ball from Coleman and laying it in over Coleman.
21-17, Mountaineers with their largest lead.
As the help side by the Mountaineers right now is fantastic. Okay, they're reading the passes, they're closing out well, and they're anticipating, which is one of the main things you want when you pressure in the half court, is if you can anticipate that pass coming like Tatum Coleman just did to get that steal and get out and run. That's going to help them later in this game.
30-second timeout taken by Western Washington. Wanted to get things right for the final minute 24 of this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it started off back and forth, a little bit sloppy, but both teams have kind of settled into their own half-court offense, and the Mountaineers are really starting to get more aggressive on the defensive end and trying to convert inside. Aside from the Coleman 3, I mean, most of their output has been getting to the rim, drawing fouls, or getting it into their post to score.
After the timeout, Coleman has it for the Vikings. To Emma Duff. Back to Coleman. She swings it to Awami. Awami into the lane, looking for Schwecke. She almost lost the basketball. Finds Coleman for 3. Off the back iron. Ball loose, out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings.
Awami with a blow by there with the hesitation with the left hand, able to get a good feed to her teammate who's open, and like I said, Coleman can knock it down. As Vikings in a 2-3 zone now to kind of mix it up.
Final minute first quarter here in Bellingham. Mountaineers with a 4-point lead, looking to add to it. Awami Knocks the pass away, steals it, takes it to the rack, lays it up and in. 21-19, Vikings down 2.
And that's what she does. Aside from her point guard duties on the offensive end, that's what she does best, getting out in passing lanes and anticipating that pass coming and getting steals and getting out and running like she did there. Oh, almost travel there.
Vikings wanted the call on the bench, didn't get it. Mountaineers up 2. They want to add to it. 6 to shoot in the lane. Good defense by Schwecke. Shot is missed. Ball out of bounds to the Mountaineers.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because now, they're going to count that she had, so she had possession of the ball. Ball will come back to the Mountaineers. Shot clock off as Coleman goes to the bench with 5 points.
12.7 left, first quarter. Mountaineers to inbound up 2. Nice steal there on the entry pass. Duff has it ahead to Bland. 7 on the game clock. Bland to Jamaica. Outside to Awami for 3. Shot is missed. And that is how we end quarter number 1. Western Colorado leads 21-19. Second period to play after this on Vikings TV.
Look at Awami get down the passing lane, and a nice finish from her. Down 2, heading to the second.
This simple banana peel represents a bold idea, a way to create energy from household trash. It not only saves about 80% in carbon emissions, it helps reduce landfill waste. That's why BP is partnering with a California company, Fulcrum Bioenergy, to turn garbage into jet fuel, because we can't let any good ideas go to waste. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing. Welcome to Fowler, Indiana, one of the windiest places in America, and home to 3 BP wind farms. In the off chance the wind ever stops blowing here, the lights can keep on shining thanks to our natural gas, a smart partner to renewable energy that's always ready when needed, or not. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
And we're back here at Western Washington as they are down 21-19, but the scoreboard reads 0-0.
Did we have a first quarter?
They probably just said, scratch it. We didn't like how that first half went, 9 total turnovers. Let's just reset this one. Let's start it off a little better.
So you see Kelsey Rogers with ice on her knee. She does not look very thrilled. She's in some pain.
Yeah, and we're hoping that she just collided
smile.
knees. Oh, no, there's a smile right there.
That's a
but
good thing, right?
She was on the ground for quite some time, but holding her knee, mainly because we think there was some knee-to-knee contact between Samantha Coleman and her when she came over help side, and a jump pass had them collide. So hopefully just a bruise and something that's obviously very painful, but something you can play through and get over in a shorter amount of time. But Western, for now, Western Washington is going to have to play without her, their top scorer from the first 4 games over in California. But they've done a good job so far of weathering the storm and keeping this one close, as both teams starting to battle back and forth, getting steals, getting turnovers, and converting on the other end.
Tough loss for the Vikings. Kelsey Rogers doing great things on the basketball court. Unfortunately, knocked knees. And she's on the bench, icing that knee right now. Hopefully no real damage other than possibly a bruise.
Yep.
And hopefully, they have another game tomorrow. So we'll see if that's a quick enough turnaround, whether she can be back tomorrow night.
Well, luckily, like we talked about in pregame, the Vikings are incredibly deep. They have multiple scores from multiple different positions. They have multiple post players who can do different things, great at positioning. They got shooters on the outside. They have true point guards that can drive and kick. So they really have a nice mix of a lot of good things you want in an offense. To get that ball moving side to side, to find the open girl down low or on the perimeter, ready to catch and shoot. So, if you're Coach Dolfo, yes, losing one of your leaders like Rogers is tough, but you're happy to know that you're so deep and you have other leaders on the team that can pick up the slack in terms of scoring.
Back to action. We start quarter number 2. Vikings down a bucket, 21-19 to Western Colorado. Schwecke down low. Her shot is short. She stays with it and gets the second effort. We're tied at 21.
That's a great pass from Iwami off the hard hedge from the Mountaineers, able to slip that through. Misses the first one from Schwecke, but able to get her own offensive rebound, put it back in. And another hand on the ball from Iwami. She's everywhere.
You see why she was sorely missed last season with an injury. Schwecke again down low. The left-hand layup is good. Vikings back in front, 23-21.
What a feed from Bland. That's a perfect example of not settling for a good shot, but settling for a great shot with an extra pass there down low.
Western Colorado wanting to tie the game up. Coleman. It's Kanzler with it. Good ball movement by the Mountaineers. The three is good. By who else? Samantha Coleman.
And she doesn't need much space, as you saw there. Quick catch and shoot, as this long, athletic 2-3 zone will give them problems if they're not ready to shoot.
Jamaica running into the lane. The left-hand runner doesn't go, but there's Schwecke cleaning up the glass. Basket is good. Vikings back in front, 25-24, a one-point Viking lead. 8:31 remaining second period, just a 30-second timeout taken by Western Colorado.
Schwecke, 6 straight points in the first minute and a half of this second quarter. Again, picking up the slack. Rogers is out. Schwecke knows she's their next best thing in the blow block. Picking up the slack for Rogers and getting 3 nice, strong finishes in the paint to take a 1-point lead. And you see right here off the hard hedge, Iwami with a great feed. Schwecke gets her own rebound, puts it back in. Great hustle play from her. And she's so great at positioning. You can see Bland over the top, finds her again, slips behind the defense, and puts it in for 2. Again, positioning herself on the offensive rebound in the middle of the hoop, clears space with that nice frame and puts it in. And like I said, the 6 straight points is a nice little energy booster for this Vikings team here in the second quarter.
Schwecke has 9 on the night, pacing the Vikings to a 1-point lead.
And on the other end, they're going to need Jaden Kanzler to step up defensively. She has a tall task, literally, in guarding Schwecke, who seems to be playing with an unreal motor in their first home game of the season.
Western Colorado with the ball after the timeout. 8:25 remains here in the second quarter. Vikings by 1. Coleman. Good ball movement by the Mountaineers. Nice defense there by Duff. Dalton with it, just beyond the free throw line.
2 near travels in this possession. Oh, great jump hook.
Katie Dalton, as you said, the great jump hook. Mountaineers back in front by 1.
That's just pretty. And again, when you're at the high post, you have to catch and turn. Every time you catch, you have to turn and face the defense. It's uncomfortable at times, but you can get wide open little pretty shots like that.
Bland for 3, too strong. A foul is called on the floor, I believe, on Western Colorado.
as the Vikings really starting to crash the glass. They're really good at finding open areas within the paint that are unoccupied so that they can go and get the ball and put it back in. It puts a lot of pressure on defensive rebounding.
Katie Dalton hit with the foul for the Mountaineers. Duff all alone, baseline, lays it up and in. Good find by Iwami.
Defender turned her head for a second. That's literally all it takes when you have a point guard who can see the floor like that. Reading the defense, once they turn their head, you go.
27-26, Vikings by 1. Mountaineers trying to take the lead back. Cooper into the lane, doesn't get the shot to go. Duff comes away with it.
Great block by Schwecke using that length.
Jamaica on the drive. Foul is called before the shot. Foul on Samantha Coleman.
Just a simple case of attacking the closeout. If defender is not ready for that drive, if they're not anticipating it, it's hard to drop step and stay in front.
7:08 remaining, second quarter, 27-26. Feels like a high-scoring game.
Yeah. Both teams playing really well, especially the Vikings here in the second quarter have really come alive.
Katrina Jamaica. They look down low for Anna Schwecke, and a foul is called on Western Colorado.
Schwecke has been making it a nightmare for Kanzler and Dalton to, have them get in front of her in the post. She's doing a great job sealing and trying to make plays. They're just openings for her guards to drive, in which case she's moving off the ball into an open area.
Vikings to inbound. That's Danny Iwami. She finds Lexi Bland. Thought about the three. Drives baseline. Outside to Jamaica. Jamaica the left-hand dribble. To Emma Duff out of Tumwater, Washington. Duff drives the lane. Runs into the defense, but somehow gets the shot up and in. What a move by Duff.
Up and underneath the large Kanzler. What a fantastic shot. Great footwork, great control. As you see right here, she's stuck. She has nowhere to go. Slips it up and under with the right hand. As a crafty move from a crafty player.
It's a lot of crafties.
A lot of craftiness.
Although the free throw, not very crafty.
You win some, you lose some.
29-26 Vikings. Back come the Mountaineers from Western Colorado. And Iwami comes away with the steal. Ahead to Bland, racing to the lane. Layup is good. 31-26 Vikings.
I mean, that's got to be her 5th or 6th defensive tip, let alone steal. Another tip from Schwecke, and then not to mention losing the handle of the ball in transition, throws it over. Hits her in stride. It's just fantastic guard play from Iwami on both ends of the floor. Smoon gets the hand and gets it out in transition to her teammate who finishes beautifully. As she's out in transition again in the corner. They're going to settle it down, and that's going to be another travel on Schwecke.
That's been an issue for her tonight. That's at least 2, if not 3.
That's her second travel. That's just getting a little bit too antsy, moving that pivot foot before she's making that decision with her dribble.
6:05 to play in the first half here in Bellingham, Washington. Thank you for joining us on Vikings TV. Sean Wally, Dylan Foreman. The Vikings and the Mountaineers. Mountaineers with the basketball.
Another
Ball
tip.
tipped.
They're all over the place.
6 to shoot. 3 ball on the way. Too strong. Tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Western Colorado. Knocked out of bounds by Kanzler.
I think it was a really good move by Coach Dolfo to switch to the 2-3 zone because they're doing a really good job extending it, taking away the three-point ball, and they're making that pass to the high post from the top really difficult with the active hands.
Danny Iwami, left-hand dribble, going baseline to the rack. Ooh, just overshot. Back comes Western Colorado. 5:25 to play, second quarter. 31-26 Vikings. Western Colorado nowhere to go. A long 3 by O'Connor. Off iron, but the offensive rebound and putback is good by Tatum Coleman.
Yeah, and Tatum Coleman has really come alive in this first half and has provided a nice lift for the Mountaineers offensively.
Vikings with the miss. No rebound to the Mountaineers. O'Connor. Right hand dribble.
Looking for that high-low as Dalton couldn't get there.
O'Connor gets it back, attacks the rack, shot too strong, rebound to Duff.
We saw her make that shot earlier, even a more difficult shot, but can't get it to go.
Steal by the Mountaineers. They trail by 3.
And Awame just trying to do a little too much on the first pass. Didn't quite have the angle to get it inside.
Kanzler outside to O'Connor. 3 on the way, up and in. Who else? Tatum Coleman.
So just when you thought the Vikings have momentum, they're playing really well in this 2-3 zone, Tatum Coleman comes back with 2 big shots to tie it up 31 apiece.
Duff goes up strong, but she gets rejected by Tatum Coleman, doing great things on both ends of the floor.
Yep, keeping her team in it, helping out down low in the post.
Jamaica, Duff, and Awame get a rest to the bench for the Vikings. As we have Dykstra and Coleman, along with Castaneda in the game for Western Washington. 8 to shoot for the Vikings. Castaneda goes baseline outside. They swing it to Coleman. Coleman goes into the lane to the rack. The layup is good. What a drive by Coleman.
And a great job. She's looking at the corner, making the help defender think she's going to pass out. Takes one more gather step, splits the D, and puts it in for 2. What a beautiful move from Coleman.
33-31, Vikings by 2. Mountaineers looking to take a tie or the lead, and a foul is called on Lexi Bland of Western Washington.
That's a fair call. As you can see right here on the opposite end. Sacrificing the pass, gives it up to Coleman. Again, stepping through the defense, and again, makes that help defender have to make a decision. Do you want to guard the 3 or do you want to guard the inside? Nice little Euro step.
3:33 remaining, second quarter here in Bellingham, Washington. Mountaineers going down low. Schwecke on defense. They go outside to O'Connor. Cooper with it. 8 to shoot. Into the lane on Dykstra. Shot too strong. Rebound to Schwecke.
Great defense walling up. Good move from Cooper to get that shot up, but no foul in the play either. And great on-ball defense.
Jump ball is called. Possession arrow to Western Colorado with 3:05 left.
Great anticipation from Cooper coming help side, knowing they want to get the ball inside to Schwecke, who's, again, doing a good job positioning herself away from the driver, but comes over help side, forces the jump ball. Ball comes back to the Mountaineers. As back in the 2-3 zone, the Vikings go.
The only freshman on the Western Washington roster is in the game, Carly Zaragoza. 2:50 left, 33-31 Vikings. Western Colorado with the basketball. Coleman, the right-hand dribble in front of the Viking bench. Outside to O'Connor for 3. No rotation, doesn't get it to go, but the offensive rebound into the hands of Gabby Dowd.
That is the one weakness of the 2-3 zone, is matching up after the shot goes up to find a body and get the offensive rebound. And an unforced turnover there from O'Connor. Throws it behind Cooper, and just an ill-advised turnover there, as each possession counts right now as we have 2 minutes and 19 seconds till we go into the half. This one's been tightly contested all the way throughout.
2:15 left, second quarter. Vikings with the basketball up 2. Dykstra to Bland. Taking no prisoners, going down low is the freshman Zaragoza, but the Mountaineers come away with the loose ball. Good ball movement, baseline jumper, won't go. Dykstra comes away with the rebound. Back come the Vikings, ahead to Bland. Bland nowhere to go, ball ripped away, she falls to the hardwood, no foul is called. Mountaineers looking for the 3-ball. It won't go. Rebounds to Dykstra and the Vikings. 1:33 left.
That's a great pass to Dowd in transition. It's the exact look you want inside out. It's Coleman.
Coleman drains the triple. 36-31 Western Washington, 1:20 left. First
Make
half.
that point number 10 for Coleman, who has come alive off the bench. This Western team so deep. It's great high-low action there. Baseline hits the middle diver in the 2-3 zone. Great job.
That bucket good by Parker. It's 36-33 Vikings by 3. Bland working off a double team. Outside to Coleman. Castaneda baseline. 8 to shoot for the Vikings. Dykstra goes down low to the freshman off window. Zaragoza with her first bucket at Carver Gym.
Yeah, good feeling that is, just to get that off your chest. Again, all these bigs have been trained to stay away from the ball so that the guards can make a play and get you open.
3-ball, good rotation, looks good, and it's down and in. Tatum, Coleman, 38-36, Vikings by 2.
Vikings are going to hold for one shot here with 10 seconds remaining.
7 seconds left in the half. Bland to the rack, strong. Shot doesn't go, but the rebound and getting the foul for Western Washington, Carly Zaragoza. She'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, good job from Bland getting in the lane. And just getting the shot up on the rim provides opportunity for these bigs to go and find it, track it down, get the foul, and go to the line.
Nice to see Coach Dolfo taking time to coach her players as Bland and Castaneda speaking to the head coach with 3.3 seconds left. As Carly Zaragoza heads to the line, the 6'1 freshman out of El Dorado, California, hits the free throw.
Yeah, and she's played well stepping in for Schwecke and Rogers, who's still on the bench with the ice pack on her knee, but again, so deep, especially at this post position. I mean, they have 3 or 4 bigs who can get it done working opposite of the guards.
Zaragoza misses the second free throw. Final second of the quarter. The half-court heave does not go, and that's how we will end the first half of play. Western Washington leads 39-36 over Western Colorado. It's halftime in Bellingham. Thank you for watching Vikings TV.
Let's go.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, inside Carver Gym. Here on WQ Courts, Vikings TV, Sean Wally alongside Dylan Foreman as you take a look at some highlights from the first half.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the back and forth effort of both teams. I think in the second quarter, Western could have definitely pulled away in some way, shape, or form, but credit the Mountaineers for staying in the game. These two teams are pretty much dead even right now. Same amount of rebounds, same amount of assists. Their field goal percentages are darn near the exact same. Both these teams are in a dogfight right now, and I'm really excited to see how the second half turns out between these two teams, as Madison Coleman has been an absolute star off the bench for the Vikings. 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Couple from the outside, a couple great takes to the rim, and her counterpart in the low block, Anna Schwecke, has been fantastic as well. But keeping the Mountaineers in the game has been Tatum Coleman, and she's also had a great output in terms of picking up the slack offensively. We all had our eyes on Samantha Coleman for this game, but Tatum Coleman has hit some big shots down the stretch to keep him in it.
Kelsey Rogers has the ice off of her knee, and she was on the floor right now for warm-ups for the second half. I asked coaches, how's Kelsey? They said okay, and here she is walking and out on the floor.
That's what we like to see. We saw her on the ground for quite some time in that first half. We didn't know exactly what it was. We thought it maybe was just banged knee, and it looks like the fact she's walking around getting ready to play in the second half, that's probably exactly what it is. And good to see her back on the court because, again, with her on the court or with her coming off the bench, it just makes them that much deeper, which is something we've been talking about the entire broadcast, is that if they are deep in the post, they have great guards who can take it from the outside, great guards that can take it to the rim, as you see one of our camera people there getting a little groovy to it to
What's
the band.
up, camera operators? Thanks for doing all you do for Vikings TV. We can't leave out John, who's now in the picture, baseline under the basket. And we are back to action, third period underway. Vikings lead by 3. Sean Wally with Dylan Foreman and our entire Vikings TV crew. Look at the behind-the-back dribble by Awami. Bland with it, loses the basketball out of bounds. Unforced error.
Yep. Getting great on-ball defense, good corral on Lexi Bland. Coleman getting the start in the second half, again leading all scorers with 10 for the Vikings. Coleman with 12. As back to the man-to-man defense. They showed a sprinkling of 2-3 that seemed to cause some problems. And 2 unforced turnovers. This looks like deja vu of the first half, how this game started.
Iwami comes away with it. Viking basketball. Iwami off the screen from Schwecke. Outside to Coleman for 3. It's partially blocked, and a foul is called on the floor on Western Colorado.
Looks like that's going to be a hold on Kanzler. It's again Schwecke just getting great position all game long, whether it's been for receiving the pass or crashing the glass, finding the right spots, having a great nose for the ball.
Says the guy that's broken his nose 3 times.
That's true. I don't have much room to talk.
Iwami, top of the key, looking for Coleman. Iwami, the jumper, short. Back come the Mountaineers. That's Cooper with it.
Again, trying to look inside to Kanzler, but Schwecke doing a good job moving her feet.
Erickson, the left-hand dribble drive is good. 39-38, Western Colorado down 1.
Haven't had her name called a lot in this one, but talking to the coaches, she's one of the main scoring options for this team.
Coleman to Bland, the Ellensburg, Washington native. Finds Coleman streaking to the basket. Layup is good. It's 41-38 Vikings.
You know, we talk so much about the bigs moving without the basketball in open spaces, but the guards can do it just as well as Coleman coming in from the opposite wing from Lexi Bland's baseline drive and beautifully executed there. Just no one checks Cooper off the screen.
Cooper goes outside to Coleman for 3. Too strong. Rebound to Lexi Bland, and the Vikings are on the run. They lead by 3. 7:55 left, third quarter. Emma Duff to Schwecke, loses the basketball. Mountaineers come away with it.
Yeah, I thought Duff probably had an open shot right there. I don't think she needed to take that drive.
Coleman left-hand dribble in the lane, swiped away by Bland, out of bounds. Last touch by Lexi.
Bland going to get a much-needed breather, and Schwecke. But again, Samantha Coleman's life has been very hard thus far in this one, as came in as the point of emphasis for this Western Washington defense, and they've done a good job of corralling her, and she hesitated on her shot the last possession down and then got that ball stripped away. This one, they have the ball back.
If we can get a shot of Coach Dolfo, just the concern and the look on her face, Coach Dolfo is into this contest, and just the drama on her face is incredible.
Well, I don't blame her. I mean, it's been no more than a 5-point game at any point in this one. And so, I mean, it's been just back and forth. Oh, great steal from Coleman on the backside.
Coleman ahead to Olsen. Olsen outside to the freshman. Now Iwami in front of her own bench. 7:12 to play, third quarter. Iwami baseline. And a foul is called as Carly Zaragoza was fouled. Foul on Hannah Cooper of the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and I thought she could have had a shot up on that free throw line again. Iwami doing a good job of creating stuff for her bigs, and she centered around perfectly. I think she's got to shoot that one. You know, there is such a thing as being too unselfish in certain areas. If you're open, be ready to pull the trigger. Pump fake there.
Zaragoza going up strong. Foul is called. Shot does not go, but she will head to the free throw line. The freshman showing up big time tonight.
And Dalton with just the most confused look on her face. She's like, Ref, what did I do there? But even when you keep your hands down, the contact will sometimes force your body to come down ever so slightly on the arms, and refs are quick to call that, especially on bigs.
This is a good sign for the Vikings if Carly Zaragoza can do what she's doing right now in her first home game. Got to be a little bit of nerves.
Right.
And she's having to fill the shoes of Kelsey Rogers because Kelsey's got the knee injury, bruise, hopefully nothing more than that. And here she is showing out so far with 5 points on the night.
And normally, like basketball IQ is something that takes more time to develop, but you see it as a freshman already in the right spots on offense, working with these junior and senior guards really well in the half court and moving to the right spot. So a very good sign if you're Coach Dolfo to see your freshmen do that already.
Well, we're getting good minutes and good performances from the freshman Zaragoza and the newcomer Madison Coleman.
Yeah, the transfer from Sacramento City College, and boy, has she been a boost off the bench.
43-38, 6:42 to play here in Bellingham in the third quarter. The Mountaineers with the basketball, they trail by 5. O'Connor, the jumper, is good. 43-40, 6:30 and counting.
And you could not play that screen any better. Zaragoza there and in the direct help, got a hand and letting the defender get back to contest it, still knocks it down. Tough shot.
Zaragoza double teamed outside to Duff from Tumwater, Washington, into the lane, goes up strong, loses the basketball off her leg, out of bounds to the Mountaineers.
Yeah, that's tough. Dribbled right into the help, and even though she was able to squeeze by, went off 1 foot. So once you go off 1 foot, you have no opportunity but to try and go score, and you're not as on balance as you would be off 2.
Lexi Bland returns for the Vikings along with Dykstra. Molly Olson to the bench along with Awami, and actually Olson stays in the game. Awami and Coleman to the bench.
Dalton trying to get inside position on Zaragoza.
6 minutes and counting here in Bellingham, third quarter. Western Colorado against Western Washington. And there's a steal by Molly Olson. Molly Olson racing left-hand dribble, coast to coast. No foul called. The Western Washington bench up in arms. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and I mean,
should be Viking basketball, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to stay here. 2 defenders coming from either side. I think one was able to get a hand and poke it out.
Jamaica, the strong layup off the inbounds. It's 45-40 Vikings.
Yeah, just a miscue by the Mountaineers there. You cannot allow that to happen. No screens were set. All she did was backpedal back and receive the pass. Oh, great defense.
Oh, wow. Tough shot by the Mountaineers. Basket is good. It's 45-42. That was Coleman on the make.
Dykstra comes back the other way and slices through the defense with a beautiful jab step and go. As again, Coach Dolfo wanting the armbar on her point guard on Lexi Bland, getting hounded by O'Connor coming up the floor.
Katrina Jamaica hit with the foul.
As you can see here, able to beat the pressure, great jab step. Dalton's just a step late on the help, and Dykstra with a fantastic finish in the lane. Puts them up 5. Again, the biggest lead any team has had so far.
Dykstra, the local product out of Everson, Washington. Went to Linden Christian High School. Had a great freshman season last year. 4:52 and counting. The reverse layup doesn't go. The rebound to Zaragoza and the Vikings. Ahead to Bland. Finds Molly Olson. The jab step goes baseline. Zaragoza from the free throw line. Going to the rack. Lays it up but not in.
Yeah, great move, ripping through the contact, but just kind of short-armed it with the left hand.
47-42. Vikings by 5. Look at the spin move. What a job in the lane by Hannah Cooper.
Yeah, great job. Molly Olson in great position, as almost turns it over there and gets it back to her point guard.
Bland finding Zaragoza going up strong. It's short. Rebound ripped down by the Mountaineers. They are down 3. O'Connor going baseline. Spins on Jamaica, throws up a wild shot. Ball is loose on the floor. Lexi Bland has it. Ahead to Dykstra. Dykstra double teamed, and she is bumped and fouled.
Yeah, and O'Connor has made a couple difficult shots in this one, but that last one with no passes into a double team, not the one you want.
3:49 left, third quarter. Vikings 47, Western Colorado 44. We'll return after this on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
Welcome back to Bellingham, Washington, inside Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University. A battle of Westerns, Western Washington and Western Colorado. Sean Wally alongside Dill Pickle, Dylan Foreman.
Oh gosh, never call me that on air again. I'll hunt you down, Wally. I'll hunt you down. Oh.
You don't want a fourth broken nose. Come on, Dylan.
Oh. Let's put on the gloves, Wally. Let's put on the gloves.
47-44, the Vikings lead the Mountaineers as Avery Dykstra gets set to inbound the ball directly in front of us courtside.
Yep, again, only a 3-point game. Every time Western looks like they're going to pull away to a 7, 9-point lead. The Mountaineers have come back and had a really good offensive possession.
Look at Lexi Bland, the floor general for the Vikings, directing traffic, telling her teammates where to go, what to do, and now there's a foul on the Mountaineers. Foul is on Gabby Dowd.
Yep. Catch and shoot shooter in the game for the Mountaineers to kind of stretch the defense as Kanzler comes back in.
Bland to the free throw line.
It's 5th team foul on the Mountaineers. First one good. Oh, you know what? I just got her shoes, like the other day, the basketball shoes that Lexi Bland's wearing. I'm wearing those nowadays when I'm hooping.
You're wearing them right now.
No, I wish. I wish.
You should be.
I should be.
Basketball court. Let's go.
Be classier.
We should be in jerseys. Suit up. Put me in, coach. 48-44, Vikings by 4. Mountaineers with the basketball from Western Colorado.
Vikings back in their 2-3 zone, trying to extend it out and cause pressure.
7 to shoot for the Mountaineers, and an NBA 3.
Wow.
Too strong.
And she has that range. Here's Olsen in transition.
Molly Olsen, the nice skip pass to Avery Dykstra, laying it up and in. It's 50-44 Vikings.
That's just picture perfect, getting the defensive rebound and getting it out in transition with 3 or less dribbles. That's how you do it right there.
Great court awareness by Molly Olsen and not being selfish.
You're sacrificing the good shot for a great shot.
2:42 left, third quarter. Foul is called on the Vikings, and that is on Anna Schwecke, who has 9 points, but the good news, that's only her first foul.
Yep. And she's done a pretty good job fighting for position earlier so that they don't get those inside post touches right next to the rim. A little slow there, gets called for the foul.
As you see O'Connor to the bench for the Mountaineers. And a turnover to the Vikings, ball out of bounds. Dykstra will inbound baseline.
She was open too for a split second right underneath the hoop. Just couldn't get it to her quick enough.
Molly Olsen going baseline to the basket. She is harmed, fouled, counted.
Olsen with a beautiful hesitation move. Looked like she was going to back dribble as the corner was taken away. Boom. Kanzler was there for help, comes back, hoop and the harm. Well done from Molly Olsen to try to complete the and 1. Puts them up 8.
Misses the free throw, but Schwecke tried to get the rebound. She cannot. Back come the Mountaineers. That's Coleman going to the rack, runs into Bland, and a blocking foul called on Lexi to the dismay of the Viking bench.
And I don't blame him. That looked pretty darn clean. Outside the circle, too, was standing there for what seemed like enough time to set her feet.
And you see Bland talking to the ref, trying to get an explanation. You know, Ron's working hard upstairs. Hopefully he can get us a replay of that interesting call.
And Coleman's just been scratching tooth and nail to get any opportunity, a good look at the rim. As, I mean, good aggressive take, and if they're not going to call the charge, more power to you as Coleman gets one to go.
Dalton returns for Western Colorado. Dowd to the bench. It's 52-45. Vikings by 7 with the basketball. 2:18 and counting, third quarter. Molly Olson, look at the speed. So fast she lost the basketball. Finds Dykstra to Schwecke down low. Bucket is good. 54-45 Vikings.
And I'll say for the most part, the Mountaineers have done a pretty good job on the backside rotation, but every time they're a step slow, the Vikings find the open post, and it's an easy land every time.
Dalton the miss on the layup. Bland has it, now loses the basketball. Dalton comes away with it. Back comes Cooper and the Mountaineers. Minute 45 left, into the lane. Cooper, the shot is short. A battle for the basketball, jump ball called. It'll be Western Colorado basketball by possession arrow.
So you can see right here, going for the steal. Coach Dolfo wanted a foul, but doesn't get it. There's a great take from Dykstra and finds Schwecke. Again, right where she's supposed to be and right where she will be every time. Opposite block. Waiting that pass for an easy deuce.
Vikings by 9. It's been a quiet 9-point lead. It's kind of snuck up on us. But there is a bucket by Western Colorado, 54-47. Back comes Molly Olson and the Vikings. Last bucket by Katie Dalton of the Mountaineers. Ball out of bounds to the Vikings.
And Dalton did a great job of faking the backdoor pass, which was there for a second, which made the help on her drop off. Gave her a split second to get that jump shot off.
Iwami into Coleman. Coleman all alone, misses the layup, gets her own rebound. Up and under a reverse layup. Barely looking at the basket. It's 56-47 Western Washington.
You know, the upside to being a knockdown three-point shooter with Coleman's size is that when the opportunity presents itself, because of her length, she can still go inside and score, and a great denial.
Dykstra to the rack, the steal, the bucket. It's 58-47 Western Washington slowly pulling away.
Again, as Mountaineers need something quick, as the denial defense has proven very detrimental to the Mountaineers' offense here in the second half. And another great defensive play from Dykstra.
Dykstra standing tall, blocking the shot by Cooper out of bounds to the Mountaineers.
You can see that they're getting in the passing lane, something they've been doing all game long.
Final 30 seconds of the third period here in Bellingham. Mountaineers down 11 with the basketball. 4 seconds to shoot. A three ball on the way is missed by Coleman. Back comes Molly Olson. Ahead to the Vikings, Coleman. Holding for the final shot. 10 seconds left, third quarter. Olson off the screen from Schwecke. Olson gives it to Schwecke. And a foul is called. Offensive foul on Anna Schwecke.
And the Vikings coaching staff not agreeing with the call. They thought she was in the cylinder. And, I mean, no replay for that, obviously. So, ball will come back. The first charge call, I mean, there could have been 2 other charge calls in this game as well.
It did look like she was in the cylinder from my perspective, but final seconds, third quarter, shot up and missed by Cooper, and that is how we end period number 3. Western Washington 58, Western Colorado 47. 10 minutes of basketball left after this on Vikings TV.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
Quality food brings people together. So we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, Sean Wally alongside Dylan Foreman. Our entire Vikings TV crew. Western Washington showing out for their first home game.
Yeah, and finally they got that run they were looking for to end the third quarter, pushed them up 11 heading into the fourth with momentum. As you can see the band there trying to instill even more life.
Why didn't I bring my sunglasses?
I don't know.
I wear them at night.
Okay, Corey Hart. All right.
The fact that you know who Corey Hart is.
I'm an old soul. I'm an old soul.
Dylan. Vikings with the basketball up 11. Molly Olson, the left hand hook-ish shot is good.
Yep.
The Napa Vine product. How small the world is. I've done a state championship game for Molly Olson in high school.
Really?
In Yakima at the Sundome.
I've always wanted to call a game at the Sundome. Good atmosphere.
And now here she is at Western Washington, and here I am. Crazy.
It is a small world.
Right? The Sundome, the mini Kingdome. Do you know what Kingdome is?
I've seen the videos of it getting destroyed.
3 to shoot. Coleman with the block and the steal. Ahead to Awami. Awami the jumper. No. Schwecke battling for the rebound. She falls to the hardwood. And it is jump ball, which means possession arrow to the Mountaineers.
As here's the block from Coleman. Again, with that length and height, just because she's a three-point shooter, she can utilize that length to do things on the defensive end and get the ball in the paint. A really great two-way player, leads all scorers with 14 in this one.
8:53 and counting left here in Bellingham, Washington. A little blip on the radar south of Canada. On WQ court. Inside Carver Gym, 6 to shoot for the Mountaineers. A 3 up and in. What a high arcing rainbow shot by who else? Samantha Coleman.
And I was just about to say someone's going to have to step up for the Mountaineers to withstand this Western run. Looks like Coleman's going to have to get in the groove here and make more shots like that to have a chance.
Coleman, a touch 3 is short. Battle for the basketball, and the Mountaineers have it. Cooper slowly dribbles across half court. 8:07 to play. Cooper gets rejected. Vikings come away with it. Dykstra ahead to Awami. Awami racing up floor, and there's Coleman. Her shot too strong. Rebound to Paro of the Mountaineers. And a foul is called on Coleman of the Vikings.
Yeah, just a classic case of getting a little too ahead of yourself in transition. You're catching, you try to put it off so quickly, you blast it off the backboard a smidge too hard. But I mean, the fact that they're just still getting out and running, even with this tempo, they're like, no, we want to add to it. We want to push it to 12, 14, 16 to really put this thing out of reach. So the last thing they want is Coleman to come down, Samantha Coleman to come down, or Tatum Coleman to come down and hit a 3 and bring it back down to single digits, and now it's back to a dogfight.
Duff and Bland return to the game for Western Washington. O'Connor, the right-hand dribble. Mountaineers down 10 with the basketball. Erickson, nowhere to go. Good defense by Olsen, but somehow Erickson gets it to go.
You know, she was able to get that shot off, had nowhere to go, but she put the ball by her ear, used her body to defend whoever was going to try to block that shot, and was still able to get it off. Fantastic shot.
Olsen for 3. Ball into the hands of the Mountaineers. Back comes Erickson. Down low, to Kanzler. The layup is good. 60-54. Mountaineers hanging around.
Great pass from Erickson as Zaragoza had her head turned for a split second, and Kanzler was able to finish. And now it's only a 6-point game. Again, just cannot put him away.
Dykstra driving baseline is fouled. Will be Viking basketball to inbounds. Very few fouls this quarter. First team foul on the Mountaineers.
So we can get Schwecki and Awami back in the game for defensive purposes. Again, they have the lead. They're still going to push it in transition, but can you force tough shots and can you get the defensive rebound?
Awami tries to go to Schwecki. It's intercepted. Ball is loose on the floor. Somehow Duff comes away with it. Vikings have the basketball. Awami looking for Schwecki again. Now it's stolen away.
And that's a tough call for Awami because if she's trying to sacrifice a good shot for a great shot, but sometimes the good shot is great in itself. Wide open, 10-foot jumper. I trust her to make that shot 9 times out of 10.
30-second timeout taken by the Mountaineers. 6:35 left here in Bellingham. Vikings lead 60-54 as you get a great look at the Viking bench, and now some fans moving and grooving here inside Carver Gym.
Yep.
I think those are the moves you topped them earlier tonight.
I think I got a little more in the bag than that.
Do you?
I think so. I think so.
We're gonna
I'm not talking hate on those moves. Those are perfectly fine for the setting we're in. But
so are we going to see that post game, or
you never know?
Maybe tomorrow night.
Maybe the jacket might come off. Who knows? Yeah, you can tune in tomorrow night.
Right.
Yeah.
Halftime show.
Right.
Featuring Dill Pickle.
Right. I heard they haven't booked anyone yet. They're going to go halftime free throw contest, and then transition to Dill Pickle dancing. Actually, I think they want you to dance. We could have a dance off. We could box.
White boy groove.
Dance off.
You don't want a fourth broken nose. We've already talked about this. I don't want one broken nose.
I love how confident
let
you
alone
are.
3.
Okay.
But third time's a charm? Is that what you were thinking?
So it's my 4th. This would be my 4th. I'm not saying you get anywhere near my face because you'd be out cold before that. But
6:33 left here in Bellingham. 60-54 as the shot is missed by the Mountaineers. Duff has it, throws it ahead to a streaking Dykstra. Too far, and we have a collision, and Coach Dolfo is speaking sternly to some of her players.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense. You got to be quick but not hurried. They're playing like the way they started this game, a little out of control, going too fast. You have the lead. Okay, you still want a quality shot every time down the floor. Pushing in transition, trying to squeeze it through 2 defenders is not what you need right now.
Mountaineers within striking distance. They're down 6. They almost lost the basketball, but they get the loose ball. O'Connor has it. 8 to shoot. Schwecki, nice defense. It's taken away, but now the Mountaineers get it right back. Coleman, layup is good. She is fouled, and look at the Mountaineers. They are feeling it.
Again, you've gotten the shot that you want the Mountaineers to shoot. Corral it, chin it. Point guard, come back to the ball and get it. You don't need to leak out right now. As great job from Coleman. You know, veteran know-how, knows for the ball, gets it, puts it back in. Can bring it to within 3. And she does.
Tatum Coleman, 6'1" sophomore out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Found her way to Western Colorado. It's a 3-point game. Can the Vikings answer? Western Washington's Coleman finds Dykstra, the jumper from 16, rims out. Loose ball out of bounds. Last touch by Schwecki. Western Colorado can tie the game with a 3-pointer.
Oh, that's a great look, though. Drive baseline, have the defense flock towards the ball, wide open mid-range jump shot. That's a perfectly good possession in the half court.
5:30 and counting. Coleman gets her hands on the basketball, tips it. Bland has it. Doesn't have numbers. Wisely brings it back out.
It's a savvy veteran move right there.
Dykstra Picks up her dribble, finds Coleman. Coleman to Schwecke, down low on the block. Shot too strong. Back come the Mountaineers.
Again, great movement.
Gabby O'Connor to Erickson. Erickson going down low. Ball out of bounds, last touched by Western Washington.
Great hands by Lexi Bland. Her feet were out of bounds as she tried to save it. But that's great help side over the top. As they got the seal, they have that little curl screen going for Kansley, but again, great help side defense negates what would have been an easy lane.
Timeout on the floor, 4:55 remaining here in Bellingham. Vikings 60, Mountaineers 57 on Vikings TV. Back here in Bellingham after the timeout. 4:55 remaining. Inside Carver Gym on WQ Court. Sean Wally with Dylan Foreman. And after the timeout, Hannah Cooper with the left-hand layup. 60-59. It's a one-point game.
And if you're going to go over the screen like Lexi Bland did, the big whose girl is setting the screen needs to be in help side over the top to stop it. Schwecke stayed down, and no one had Cooper going into the lane. So Bland's forcing it into the hedge, but if there's no hedge, it's a wide open lane.
It's a teaching and coaching moment for the Western Washington forwards as they're up one. Looking to maintain the lead and add to it. Iwami driving hard into the lane. Left-hand runner off glass is good.
Big shot by Iwami, whose offense, not just hers, but the team's offense has been a little stagnant the last 2 minutes. Great bucket to see if they can get back on track.
Iwami, the junior, she was sorely missed last season. You see what she's done here tonight. Iwami ahead to Dykstra. Vikings by 3 as we hit the 4-minute mark in Bellingham. Inside Carver Gym. Dykstra, top of the key, into the lane. Outside to Jamaica, goes baseline. 6 to shoot. Schwecke outside Jamaica for 3. Too strong off back iron. Back come the Mountaineers. They trail by 3. Streaking up court is Coleman.
Gotta get a hand.
Cooper with it now. Western Colorado. Down by 3. 3:25 to play. Dowd into the lane. Goes up strong. She is fouled and will head to the free throw line for 2.
There's no need. There's absolutely no need of Schwecke. You're in perfect help side position. You have a sizable height advantage with Dowd going in the paint. Keep your hands up, let her go into you, and literally let her shoot the ball into your outstretched hands. It's easier said than done, trust me. When you stand there with your hands up like that, body goes into you, the hands come down ever so slightly. It's tough, but you just got to stand like a statue.
Statue or mime?
Statue. Mimes can still move.
True story. Both free throws are good by Dowd. It's a one-point game, 62-61. We've got drama here in Bellingham.
A lot of drama. So much drama.
Danny Iwami across half court. The between the leg dribble. Goes to Schwecke at the left elbow. Coleman with it in front of her own bench. Iwami looking for Schwecke. It's stolen away.
The defensive intensity of the Mountaineers has really just picked up in the last 4 months. Oh, great steal by Dykstra.
Dykstra going coast to coast. The layup is good. Vikings back up by 3. 2:40 left.
And how many great defensive plays has Dykstra made down the stretch? That's her 3rd steal of the night, and a lot of them have just been out and no one's in front of her, and she's been able to convert them into points.
What a nice up and under reverse layup by Erickson. 64-63. The Mountaineers will not go away.
Quiet first half, and we expected a lot more from her from the get-go, but she's really come alive in the second half. Coleman with the errant missed shot, back over to the Iwami.
That shot, not enough arc. Clanged off the iron. Don't look now, but the Mountaineers can take the lead with a bucket. Inside 2 minutes here in Carver Gym. Cooper, left-hand dribble, into the lane. Iwami on defense. Outside to Coleman. Coleman attacks the rack, called for the charge. Danny Iwami taking the charge for the Vikings.
And she had that all the way. Iwami knew Coleman wanted that one-on-one on the left wing. And she took it strong, jab right, go left. Iwami was waiting there perfectly, took the charge. Well done. Those are championship-like plays right there. That's what wins games down the stretch. When you need a stop, you sacrifice the body in order to get it.
Olsen with it for the Vikings. Outside to Dykstra. Dykstra in the lane looking for Schwecke. It's blocked.
Bounce
and
pass.
The Mountaineers have it back, and they can take the lead with just a minute 20 left on WQ court inside Carver Gym. Traveling is called as Katie Dalton took too many steps.
Dalton wanted that one because good move, and she had the finish right there, dragged the feet. And big turnover there for the Mountaineers as they're still down 1. Western needs a quality possession here.
A bucket right now would be huge for Western Washington. Keep it a 3-point game, or 4 if they by chance make a 3. Coleman slings it across to Dykstra, finds Schwecke. Outside to Molly Olsen. We're inside 1 minute here in Bellingham. Coleman for 3.
She got it! Madison Coleman from the corner. What a possession, Western, the one they needed. Gets the number 1 person you don't want to have open if you're the Mountaineers. Gets her open in the corner. Right here, great feed from Olsen, attracting the defense. Slides down with the ball and got it.
Her first home game as a Viking. The transfer from Sacramento City College showing out tonight. She's got 17 to lead all scores.
What a homecoming, right? First time here in Western Washington's gym and proving to provide the biggest bucket of the game with 54 seconds remaining to make it a 2-score game. As now they need a stop. And if you're the coach for the Mountaineers, obviously what's been working so far, at least the last couple minutes, has been Samantha Coleman with the ball, creating for others, or at least getting it inside in order to get a good inside jump hook if you have the size advantage. Should be interesting, as a lot of different options for Coach Westling in this timeout. Coach Dolpha, what they've been doing is they've been hard hedging, denying 1 pass away. Let's see if they stick to that, as they don't want to get burned backdoor. But also, you do not want to give up the 3.
54 seconds remain in Bellingham, Washington. Who wants it more? Western Colorado or Western Washington? The Vikings lead by 4.
Got Lexi Bland in on Coleman, the pin down screen for her.
Important possession for the Mountaineers. They're down 4. They need a bucket. They go down low, off window and in. Bucket is good by Erickson. She has 8 on the night. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, and great. I think that's exactly what they wanted. Their first option was the pin down for Samantha Coleman. Didn't have anything. Reversed it to the high post where they had inside high-low look over to Erickson, who had the mismatch and was able to seal her defender.
Full timeout taken. 43 seconds remain. A 2-point game. It's a nail-biter, Dylan.
Yeah, and again, we thought this one was going to pull away at the end of the third quarter into the fourth. And then what a miraculous run. They got stop, score, stop, score, stop, score to get back into this game and bring it to now within 2. As Western really thought they had this one in the bag. But again, there was 1 or 2 possessions where they were up 10 points, but they rushed it in transition, turned it over, and was converted into points on the other end, went on a 4-0 run to bring it to 6. So, I mean, it's a 4-point swing. Could have been easily been up to 12 or 14 points, but instead turned it over, which has been kind of their Achilles heel in today's game. And it's been turned into points on the other end.
Achilles, you had to go there.
So far.
Just because I tore mine. That's
so
all.
far. Oh, you did? Oh, you did.
Yeah. Kind of like your broken nose.
Yeah, it's not a torn Achilles, though.
That's true.
That's way worse.
That's very true. 43 seconds left. Western Washington up by 2 with the basketball. A score here would be paramount. Schwecke on the inbounds.
Full denial now for the Mountaineers. They're trying to get to Lexi Bland, and it's going to be a timeout from Coach Dolfo. Again, as great as Schwecke's been on the inside, that's exactly what the Mountaineers want. They want her to catch it way above the block and let her make a decision against pressure defense.
30-second timeout taken by Western Washington as you take a look at their huddle. Coach Dolfo in the middle, giving instructions to her team. Crazy to imagine. Carmen Dolfo, 29 seasons here at Western Washington.
And what a legendary career she has had thus far. Has more than doubled her amount of wins than she has losses.
Only 592 wins, that's all.
Just a couple. Just a handful. Trying to look to get into Coleman, as they do. Don't need to foul here if you're the Mountaineers.
20 on the shot clock. Coleman into the lane, throws it outside to Dykstra. 13 to shoot. Lexi Bland, the senior, one of 2 seniors on the Viking squad. Dykstra picks up the loose ball, 2 to shoot. She's got to get a shot up. She does. It does not hit rim, so that'll be a shot clock violation. Turning it back over to the Mountaineers. 11.8 left. It's a 1-possession game.
And Mountaineers, I think the fact that they turned to such pressure defense, full-on denial, hounding the ball, hard hedging the screen, really threw Western for a loop. So they didn't get into really any good action on that possession. Forces a bad shot, didn't hit the rim. So now with 11.8 seconds, Coach Westling's got a decision to make. What do they want to do on the offensive end? Well, Coleman has been effective in at least being a decoy, as defense, the Lexi Bland has been on her very tightly the entire game, but they've been very good. Erickson has come on as of late in the paint. They got a high-low action to her only a few possessions ago. That is an option they could go to.
2-point game, 11.8 left. Here on WQ Court, inside Carver Gym, Sean Wally, Dylan Foreman, our entire Vikings TV crew. Thanks for joining us here this evening in what has become a very tight, close contest.
Yeah, Dykstra, her defensive prowess keeps her on the court as she's been able to get in passing lanes and be super disruptive. So no surprise that she's on the court here with 11.8 seconds left. I mean, the one thing, the cardinal rule right now, you're down 2. You take away the 3. You hard close out on everything. You force the drive before anything else. And Coleman's out there to utilize her length. She's had a couple nice defensive possessions. And Alexi Bland, along with Danny Awami, have just been hound dogs on ball and have done a great job on Samantha Coleman. Now, the one you really got to worry about is Tatum Coleman, with the night she's been having with 15 points to her name.
They put time back on the clock, 13.7 instead of 11.8. Referees, officials took a look at the video. 13.7, Vikings up 2. Western Colorado needs a bucket to tie or a 3 to win. Here we go. Cooper attacking the rack. Shot up is no good, but she is harmed, fouled. She will head to the line to potentially tie the game with exactly 5 on it.
Yeah, and good job from Cooper attacking the hip of Dykstra, who's doing her absolute best to slide her feet and drop step quick enough. But Cooper, being as savvy as she is, attacked that hip, drew the contact on the shot, goes to the line for 2 big free throws.
Wow, ice water in them veins.
Yep.
1 point game. Hannah Cooper can tie the game. No pressure, no big deal, just 5 seconds left. Shot up and missed, but a tight ball is loose on the floor, and we have a foul. Western Washington has the basketball. What is the call? No, it's a timeout. Vikings, and they have the ball.
Wow, what easily Dalton reached her hands in, almost was able to get that offensive rebound. Ball kicks around, ends up in possession for the Vikings. As a fortunate on that missed free throw.
The officials are going back to the video for timing. 1.7 currently on the clock. It will be Viking basketball after the timeout and when the officials are satisfied with the time on the clock.
So basically what Coach Wesley and company have to do right here is they're in full-on frontal face denial. I would say you put a defender, either your lengthiest defender like Kanzler, on ball, making it super hard to see someone who's going to be open down the court, or you put your biggest defender in the back as a safety, or your most athletic player in the back as a safety. So you're full-on front denial. I'm assuming it might be a 1-4 front or 2 setting screens for each other, but you full-on face denial. If they throw anything over the top, you take it. But right now for Western Washington, the key is just to get the ball in. Okay, you got to come to the ball. Okay, there's probably going to be a little bit of holding. There's probably going to be a little bit of grabbing. And refs probably aren't going to call it at this point in the game. They're not going to call some ticky-tack foul off the ball unless it's pretty blatant.
Be sure to stick with us right here just over a second when the game ends, as we'll have head coach Carmen Dolfo join us post-game. And as long as the Vikings maintain this lead and win, potentially a player interview as well.
A lot of options there. A lot of options.
67 points for the Vikings, 66 for the Mountaineers. At times we didn't think it would be this close, but that is why they played the games.
Exactly. I mean, you got to credit the Mountaineers, who played 3 Division I opponents. You know, they played Utah Valley, they played Weber State, they played Colorado State, and they played Weber State and Colorado State very tight. It was only about an 8-point game at the end of the day, 8, 9, 11-point game. And so to play that kind of competition in your first 3 games into your season really prepares you for moments like this. But Western Washington has been in this situation before too. They had 4 very tight games in their first 4 games in California. So they've been in this situation in terms of protecting the lead, and we'll see how they execute here down the stretch.
So as you can see on screen, officials put 0.3 seconds added to the clock, exactly 2 seconds, and they gave the Vikings an opportunity to take a timeout, and they have taken a 30-second timeout. And Emma Duff will inbound directly in front of us.
And ball advances after the timeout.
Vikings with the lead and the ball, 2 seconds left. The game could end very quickly as long as the Vikings maintain possession. Duff to inbound. She can't find anyone, but gets it to Coleman. Coleman immediately fouled. Half a second off the clock.
That was dangerously close to a 5-second call. Dangerously close. Because obviously you don't want to throw it in the backcourt, have a chance of it getting tipped, and you have the game winner right there. They still need one more foul to get into the bonus. You have Dalton guarding the ball.
Duff to inbound yet again. Looks for Jamaica, and a foul is called. That foul was almost before the pass.
Yeah. Very tight, but good job from Jamaica to come meet the pass. Okay, one of the skills that you learn very early on, especially against pressure defense, meeting the pass, otherwise it will be taken.
Jamaica, just a sophomore, her second season with the Vikings, nails the free throw.
Big shot.
Makes it a 2-point game. This next one, even bigger. To make it a 3-point game, good rotation. She knocks it down. 69-66, Vikings by 3.
No foul. That's all Coach Dolph was going to be telling him. Do not foul. Heck, all of them could just take a seat in the paint right now if they wanted to. There is no reason to play defense right now. You just go sit in a circle, meditate in the middle of the key, and don't get even remotely close to anybody with the ball.
Have a kumbaya moment.
Exactly.
Get around the campfire.
Yeah, tell stories, do something besides play defense. 1.5 seconds isn't enough time to get 2 shots off.
3-point lead for Western Washington. Western Colorado obviously traveled quite a ways to be here in Bellingham. They need a 3-pointer or an and one to have a shot. 1.5 seconds left. Here we go. 3 on the way, 2 strong, and that is how the basketball game ends. Western Washington narrowly escapes with the win, 69-66.
And what a way to cap their first home game of the season in Viking fashion. 3-point win, and a lot of players you can look at, but my favorite, probably Madison Coleman coming in off the bench to provide that spark and much needed scoring in clutch times, using that length and athleticism on both ends of the floor. Great hats off performance to her.
Vikings get some home cooking, and they are happy with the results. They improve to 3-2 on the season.
Yeah, and I think the way they've had those 4 really close games to start their season has been just a fantastic reason why they have been playing so great down the stretch in this one.
That is the voice of Dylan Foreman, the best analyst in the GNAC, as I am joined now by newcomer to the Vikings, Madison Coleman. Welcome to Western Washington.
Thank you.
17 points on the night off the bench.
Yeah.
What has it been like, your transition from Sacramento City College to Bellingham?
It's been really difficult. Like, the transition is completely different. It's a lot more fast-paced. I have to put a lot of extra practice in just to keep up with them.
Was it nice that you got to start your season in California, a place you know well?
Yeah. No, I love my first 2 years. Yep, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It brought me here, so.
And then your 4 games to start the season were also down Southern
Yeah.
California, so
Yeah.
almost home away from home.
Yeah, it was nice. My family was able to come and watch me play, so it was a good time.
I have to say, you're probably a little cold up here in Bellingham
Yeah, it
as
is
opposed to Sacramento, right?
So cold. So cold. I, double up on everything.
What has it been like meeting your coaches and your team through this process?
It has been lots of fun. Everyone's one big family, and they just brought me right in, and it's just been a journey.
What do you think is the best part of your game?
The best part of my game? Probably all the energy I give for everyone. I'm just there. Even if I'm on the bench, I'm just rooting for everyone, and so.
Team player.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
17 points. Madison Coleman. We will see you tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
There is the newcomer, transfer from Sacramento City College, Madison Coleman, doing great things here for the Vikings in game number 1 on the home schedule. Vikings win it 69-66. And we'll be back tomorrow night here on Vikings TV as Western Washington returns to take on UC Colorado Springs. For Dylan Foreman and our entire Vikings TV crew, I'm Sean Wally saying good night from Bellingham.